Hey guys, Marsing in here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the new LR Golden Frieza. Here he is with his entrance animation in all of its glory versus Red Zone Broly. So those of you who do follow me on Twitter and obviously up to date with the various random things that I post, obviously I've already done a video, I think it was the Cell Max video, where you could see that my LR Golden Frieza was at 69%. Yesterday I did all of those videos for the two new Red Zone stages. We did the Gammas, and then I did Cell Max with the Hybrids mission team and the Battle of Wits mission team. After I'd completed all of those missions, I did tweet out the screenshot. It got me up to exactly 50 stones, or 51 I think. You can see in the screenshot that I basically got no stones left. And I decided to do one more multi on the banner, and funnily enough I got like a terrible, basically like nothing animation, and as I was like complaining about it to myself, Golden Frieza popped up as the first unit, despite, you know, no special animation, nothing. So my Golden Frieza now is at 2 dupes. You can see here I've given him a decent mix of additional and crit, and then a fairly decent amount of dodge. Because realistically, at the end of the day, you're bringing this Frieza on the team to be a tank. So even though he can do tons of damage, it's not the main reason why you bring him on the team, right? So obviously as we get further into the event and his damage reduction starts to wear out, him having dodge is going to be pretty good, right? And once we start getting, you know, AGL Golden Frieza, the TUR, as long as you meet the HP restriction, he always has 90% damage reduction, so he's always going to age like pretty well. Whereas this Frieza, if we start to get a new level of difficult content and it lasts for, you know, 6, 7, 8, maybe even more turns, this Frieza obviously is going to start to age as that damage reduction wears out. So him having some dodge as a backup, I think, is pretty good. Obviously here against Broly, especially in the first phase, I mean, there's not really much he can do against us, considering he's STR. I think that was literally 5 attacks as well, wasn't it, in the middle slot there? Yeah, so Golden Frieza already now has his extra attack buff. And then, yes, there's the super negation. So I thought I'd put Metal Cooler in slot 3, because I wanted TUR STR Cooler to stay on rotation and get some stacks, as well as the fact that he does provide support to Golden Frieza, because Golden Frieza is on Transformation Boost. And then, yeah, obviously LR Metal Cooler, perfectly good defensively after supering, and has the ability to negate that Frieza's super, this Broly's super attack. So obviously very, very useful. Now, having both coolers on the first turn is not really ideal for when it comes to Red Zone Broly, because the final phase is AGL. You obviously want to try and make sure that your coolers are fully built up by the time you get to that last phase, right? Because they need as much defense as possible when it comes to the AGL phase. Plus, when they're fully built up, they're getting that guaranteed additional super, making it obviously more likely that they're going to build up defense enough to be able to tank the hits from AGL Broly. But with how good this team is, the hope for this run is that we can essentially save up and build up all of our active skills, so that then when we get to the AGL phase, we just absolutely destroy him with all of the active skills. So hopefully that's how this is going to play out. My cooler just going off here. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't finish him off, so the friend cooler could at least get one super attack, but I'm not going to complain about my cooler going ham. I do love to see cooler do his thing. So, alright, perfect opportunity for Frieza here. We've got this tech cooler really needs to be getting some stacks as well. So the way our rotations and everything has played out right from the start hasn't really been ideal, but we should be okay. So Golden Frieza, we've taken all the hits now to get our extra attack. But now we still need to super attack 5 times to get our extra defense. So let's go ahead and do this. We've got double support. I mean, he's still got, it's turn 3, right? So he's still got 70% damage reduction on this turn. So he's still going to be perfectly fine here. Should take double digits from everything. Be interesting to see how much he takes if he gets supered. He should still take double digit damage, but guess we're going to find out. Because remember, he does raise defense on his 18 key. So he'll tank even better after supering, but Yeah. Oh, well. It doesn't even take double-digit damage. It takes 9 damage. So, yeah. LR Golden Frieza. Okay. That's, yeah, getting that attack buff straight away in the first turn. That's a pretty significant attack stat from our boy. I mean, we got double support, but, yeah, that's pretty good. And then the additional coming in at just under 7 mil. Yeah, pretty good for a unit that is there specifically to defend, right? Specifically for defense. So this is what I'm saying about why his hidden potential, it can be tempting to go towards the more like damage options, like giving him more additional, giving him crit. Because I guess when you do the active skill, you ideally would like it to crit so it does as much damage as possible. But again, I go back to what I said at the beginning of the video, where when I'm filling out a team and picking the various units that I want to use, I'm using that Golden Frieza, or any Golden Frieza really, because they are there for defense, right? So I don't necessarily care if he does loads of damage. It's good that he can, and it's definitely beneficial, right? Because that's the one downside. If you're using AGL, TUR, or even the tech one nowadays, Golden Frieza as a defensive option on the team, the trade-off is that they're not really doing any damage, especially the AGL TUR Golden Frieza. He does no damage at all, essentially. So it's a nice change of pace to have this LR version, who is able to hit incredibly hard. But yeah, that's not why you pick him to go on the team, right? So I do want to try and accentuate his defensive ability if possible. So I guess we'll see. Obviously, again, like just having got the unit, this is now, I think this is actually the first event that I'm now doing as a video since I got the second dupe. So obviously the more that I play with the unit, if I decide that actually maybe having all of that extra dodge isn't really worth it, then I can always change it. I gave him some skill orbs to give him that extra dodge, so I can always change the skill orb to something else if I want to. But anyway, so yet again, Cooler coming in clutch with the exact reason why he's on the team in the first place, to get the super attack negation against this tech BROLY. So now that we're on turn 5, we've now got, what, 50% damage reduction? Got 274k defense here linked up with the STR Cooler. Pretty decent. We can get the full 24 key. Oh yeah, I was gonna say let's do this so that we can get more supers with you, but I just realized he's gonna die anyway, right? Golden Frieza. Even if Golden Frieza doesn't crit, he should get the kill. And then this also is going to be the turn where, because he didn't additional at all, did he? So this is going to be the turn where Frieza now gets the 5th super attack. So he now has extra defense going forward. So I do like the way they've done that with his kit, right? Because as his damage reduction goes down, then you perform the 5th super attack and you then have extra defense. So obviously that helps out towards the overall defensive capabilities of the unit. So I think I probably should just go ahead and use the Whis here. Do we have enough defense to survive with a single Whis? I'm not sure about Tech Cooler, whether he will or not. But let me go ahead and let's grab these. I'm not going to active skill with Cooler. Like I say, I want to try and save those for the AGL phase at the very end, so we can try and absolutely just nuke down that final BROLY. I think that would be the best option. So let's see. Hopefully we get all the way through the turn. It would be very nice if he is going to super this turn, if he supers after Tech Cooler, because whilst he's not going to get a ton of extra defense from that one extra stack, every little helps. And he might double super, who knows. So we need STR Cooler, yeah, to show out a little bit here, get these additionals, and we need to put the AoE BROLY in the ground as quickly as possible. I mean, this is why we talk about this all the time when it comes to BROLY versus Metal Cooler Core, as to which is the hardest red zone boss. And honestly, it's this phase pretty much that makes BROLY in contention, because the AGL phase obviously hits incredibly hard and can double super, but it's this phase, right, that can be the most annoying because of the AoE, right? There's sometimes just absolutely nothing you can do. Alright, so we'll do this. What's our defense looking like now? So yeah, now we're getting that extra defense, so we're at 352k. However, we do now only have what, he was on turn 1, so 6 turns have passed. So he's down to his minimum now. So he's at 30% damage reduction. That's the lowest it can go. But yeah, he's at 30%. I think, actually, if we do this and then this, we won't get the Dokkan attack. Perfect. And this actually works out really nicely, because if he does AoE on this turn with the single Whis, if we die, it will be because it's Metal Cooler that dies, and then we'll revive. So that does actually work out quite nicely. But big slap from Golden Frieza. The fact that he gets the guaranteed additional super, if you're above 50% HP, is really good as well. I think if he raised defense on his 12 key super as well, that would elevate the unit even more, right? Because then when you're getting later into the event and his damage reduction is dwindling, you've got that extra defense from doing a certain amount of super attacks, and then you're raising defense on both supers, then I think he's going to look like absolutely insane. So, alright, so here we are against AGL BROLY. Let's see. STR Cooler has 463k defense. I think what we want to do here is we'll go ahead and pop the other Whis, because unfortunately, even with the level of defense that they have, Easy A TUR Cooler would die to a super attack from BROLY, and STR Cooler, the LR, sorry, needs to get, you know, pretty much the God RNG. He does all of his super attacks turn, and then he actually can survive a super attack from AGL BROLY, but he has to get the turn where he does get, like, you know, 4 or 5 super attacks. Which he can do, but again, I don't think that's like a negative to the unit either. 14.6 million crit. Yeah, it makes a big difference when you crit. Oh no, I just realised we're going to get the Dokkan attack this turn. And can I not get it? No, it's way too close. God damn. It would have been nice to get it on the next turn with Golden Frieza rather than getting it with Tech Golden Frieza, who's not going to do any damage, but I guess it's fine. Alright, so now the thing is with Golden Frieza as well, we've seen this quite a lot actually in a few of the videos that I've done. I think we've only gotten his active skill once, and it's because his active skill is only usable when you're below 50% HP. And this team is so good, it's very rare that we drop below 50% HP. Obviously in the earlier turns, if certain units were to have got tagged by a super, we would have taken quite a lot of damage. But once the team really gets going, I mean, the fact that in the first 2 phases we had Metal Cooler negate a super attack, basically wiping out the only attack that you could do pretty much in the entire rotation that would actually do damage to our team, it makes it very difficult to actually see LR Golden Frieza's active skill on a regular basis, because you're just not dropping below the HP restriction very much. And look at Cooler, he's actually getting the super attacks here, so this is one of those turns where Cooler looks very, very good against BROLY. And there's another one. So his defense at this point is ridiculously high. He's spitting out 10 million attack stat 12 key supers. There's a reason why people still put Cooler very highly in their tier list. Now, without the Whis, I'm not sure, how many times did we super? We might actually have lived this without the Whis. It would have done a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. We would have, like, just about survived. But I actually think we would have lived on that turn without the Whis. So, pretty good showing from our boy there. Of course, we got the time that I'm overly cautious and use the items. We got AoE BROLY didn't AoE a single time. And then the AGL BROLY only super attacked once in the first turn. So, alright, so Frieza, 387k. He's still got 30% damage reduction. So, I feel like at the end of the event like this is the one place where he could actually get caught, right? Because if he gets super attacked in slot 1, and we didn't have the Whis, 400k defense with 30% damage reduction, his super attack does like 1 million damage. So with 400k defense, like, we're just going to use rough rounding up numbers here, but 400k defense, 1 million damage, that's 600,000 damage, and then 30% damage reduction, that's taking off like less than 200k. So he's still taking, what, 450 from that super in slot 1. Now, obviously that's good for a tanking BROLY that does 1 million damage, but 450k defense is a bit more damage than we would like to take on a unit that we specifically brought on the team to be our defensive juggernaut. But I mean, it is what it is. After his 18 key super and with the Whis, this should be double-digit damage. So yeah, obviously Frieza, very, very powerful. When it comes to doing a no-item run on this stage, I do still think Frieza would be very useful. But like I say, you just have to bear in mind, once you get to these later turns, whilst he will still survive some of these big super attacks, he is going to take quite a lot of damage along the way. So that is something you do have to keep in mind. But we shouldn't have any danger of dying this turn because we still have the Whis active. Unfortunately, Cooler, he's getting off all of his additional super attacks, but he's not getting any crits. This was the friend one, like the dev friend, so technically they're rainbow, but they're not level 10 links. They don't have the best like hidden potential setup, but I mean, Cooler still going off and actually getting all of the attacks, which we love to see. But yeah, unfortunately not a lot of crits, which means we will go through to the last stage. We should have some active skills. We got Metal Cooler back again, so let's go ahead and fire off Metal Cooler's active skill. I do still like LR Metal Cooler. I think I still have him in my top 10, right? Especially because Global doesn't have the easy A's for Gohan and Cell. I don't know if Gohan being put into the list would push him off the top 10 for me, but I still really like Metal Cooler. I do love using this Wicked Bloodline team. Having the LR Golden Frieza has definitely added a lot of extra fun to the team for me. So look at this, perfect. We just have Tech Golden Frieza sat in slot 1, where he can soak up all of this damage. And then my Cooler, fully built up at this point, no support. He's starting the turn at 430k defense. So every single 12 key super that he gets, he's greatly raising his defense. Like, you can see why this Cooler is able to get up to insane numbers, because this is him with no support. Like, he should be fully built up by now. So as soon as you start throwing in units like the Easy A STR Cooler, like I've seen LR Final Form Cooler having like 600k defense start of turn. And when most people's only real complaint about Final Form Cooler is that his defense can be bad sometimes. I mean, when you're looking at those kind of numbers fully built up, Final Form Cooler is still looking very, very good. So, Wicked Bloodline team, still super fun to use. LR Golden Frieza absolutely is a fantastic addition to this team. In the early turns, like, he's able to do so much damage. You can get through the early phases really quickly whilst him still being insanely good defensively, because really that's the way you can use him the best, right? You want to try and get to the final stage of the boss as quickly as possible, so he's losing as little damage reduction as possible. So the fact that he's able to actually back it up with some very good damage is definitely very, very good. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Unfortunately, as we've already said, he is a yellow coin LR, so not necessarily the best unit to try and like chase summoning for, but for me, big fan of this team, definitely very happy that I've got him. So let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.